Then those go off in the middle.
Yeah, Pro Stocks and door skirts.
Yep.
Well, we are live on a special Tuesday night edition of Up on the Bars discussion. We wanted to get this out here tonight because there is a huge amount of racing going on this weekend. First of all, I got to go through all this stuff. Speed Union TV is going to be at Stockton 99 Speedway for the Ron Straminska 250 or whatever it is there, the big fireworks show at Stockton 99. Saturday night, we're going to be at the Tri-State Pro Stock race at the Stockton Dirt Track. Friday night, we're going to be at Siskiyou Golden Speedway for the Celebrate America race at Siskiyou Golden Speedway. And we're also going to be live Saturday and Sunday night for the biggest modified race on the West Coast. The two people that are really responsible for that race coming together are with us right now. That's Travis Hoppes and Travis Snyder. The race is called the R. Charles Snyder race, or it's R. Charles Snyder Salute. Okay. I wanted to have you on here because this is near and dear to Travis Snyder, and I'm going to turn it over to him and let him talk about this race and what it means to him, and then we're going to get into all the specifics of the race.
Wow, very cool, Roy. One, thanks for having us. We're really excited. You know, this is always kind of that catch-20 time of year for me, where I'm really excited to be able to be a part of this and put on this race, but at the same time, you know, you're a little sad, right? You see Dad's picture everywhere, and for those of you who don't know, R. Charles Snyder was my father. He started announcing out at the old Posse grounds in Medford in 1978. And a quick story on that, how that happened. He was supposed to be there to take over a vacation for an announcer that wasn't going to be there in 2 weeks. And my dad's never seen a race. He's never announced the race. He shows up thinking he's going to get 2 weeks of training. And lo and behold, the announcer didn't show up. And so Dad, not knowing anything about racing, took over that night, muddled his way through it, immediately fell in love with stock car racing. And kind of the rest is history. He was off and on the announcer there for almost 40 years. So having the big R. Charles Snyder Salute, unfortunately, he passed away in 2015. And we're really excited. My buddy right here, Travis Hoppes, came to me a year after my dad passed and says, Snyder, we need to do something for your dad at the racetrack. And I wasn't thinking as big as this guy was thinking. So it was really cool with his help, and the other promoter at the time started the R. Charles Snyder Salute. And here we are years into it. And I got a feeling there's going to be a few more years. So thanks, Big T.
You bet. Big time.
All right. So Travis Hoppes, I know we talked earlier in the year with all of this stuff, and your goal is to turn this race into a Boone style atmosphere on the West Coast because we don't have something like this. So y'all guys are coming in here for this weekend, and there's something really special about the payout on this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that and everything that's going on with the race this weekend, because this is huge.
Yeah, we really wanted to have, back when Skinner had the track and, he had the Lon Skinner Memorial, there used to be 10,000 to win. I don't remember what he had to start. I think 500 to start. Years later, it kind of dropped to about 5,000. And then, when the old promoter took over, Skinner basically lost that race, and they replaced it with the R. Charles. Payout wasn't that great. So I when I got with Snyder, I was like, the payout's got to be way bigger than that. This is your dad we're talking about. So we kind of raised some funds that year, helping that promoter out, and pretty much started growing the purse. But then when we took over, we kind of wanted to stick with, the James Bond theme, because R. Charles was just a huge James Bond, fan. And so that's kind of where
we both are, just for
right. Yeah, he is too. So that's kind of where we came up with the 007 theme. We thought, we'll kind of stick with the 7,000, $7 to start, $707. $7,007 to win.
7,007.
007.
There you go.
And then $707 to start. But this year, sorry, I got to get my notes here. I don't want to screw it up. We have a new sponsor coming on board that I just got a call from Nick Trenchard today. So Richard Bean, who was the husband of the late, beautiful woman, Nikki Bean, she'd passed away. He's been helping out with a lot of races in Wairika. He's been a great supporter of the race, racing. He offered to pay out a little bit more in the back half. So we're going to go with $807 to start this year. So typically we start 20 cars in the field. We kind of have about last year our seventh place. I think it was our seventh place. Yeah, seventh place car won $800. So hopefully we're covered, but we're going to be basically from 7th to 20th is going to be getting $807 to start.
And not bragging on y'all, but for the most part, that's more than most people get to win on a Saturday night race. So
correct. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the biggest payout in the United States, but it's one of the biggest. I know that Boone has got huge payouts. When they do Boone Nationals, I mean, them guys are phenomenal, and they have big payouts throughout the week. I don't remember what their main event is, the payout, but we can brag that this is one of the biggest payouts in the United States,
especially on the West Coast. I think we got that one nailed. So
yeah. For the IMCA modifieds.
Well, and I'm going to tell on myself a little bit. You're talking about the old Lon Skinner race way back when it was like King of the Dirt or whatever it was that he called it. The very first time I drove a race car was at one of those races, and I had an old, I guess it was a street stock from over here in Klamath on the asphalt track. Didn't even have front weight jacks, nothing. I'd never driven in, rolled out there, and there's all those super outlaws from Willamette and late models from down in California, modifieds with 8-foot wings up on the side of them. I didn't have the first clue of what I was doing and went out there, and I can honestly say I didn't finish last. That's all I can say. There was enough of them wrecked ahead of me. I didn't finish last, but that was my first experience. I sucked. We moved on. Now, that was the first time I ever drove was at that racetrack right there. So it's cool to be over there and being a part of what y'all have going on this weekend with Speed Union. What can the drivers expect that are coming from out of town that maybe haven't been over there? What do y'all have camping available? Do you have all that stuff available? Is there a pit party? What are y'all thinking?
Well, the drivers put on their own pit parties. They all usually after the races, they barbecue, they bring their cornhole boards, they goof off, they do whatever, Camping is allowed. We have areas for fans that want to camp out. Drivers, obviously they can camp in the pits. But yeah, really, I don't think we may get done whatever 11:30, 11 o'clock, but the pit lights don't usually shut off till about 2 a.m. on the R. Charles Snyder races.
Yep. Well, the first R. Charles Snyder race I went to, I remember it didn't get done till about 2:30 in the morning. So it was a long night. So, that's just a testament to the number of cars that actually come up and attend that. So, and Travis, I know you worked very hard at making the track action going on all the time, not the big long breaks in the middle, things like that. I've got to hear a lot up in the tower this year with doing the stuff with the Speed Union. So I know what y'all are doing behind the scenes. So I expect y'all are going to get done a lot sooner than what they have in the past.
Yeah. We're going to try our best. We got, John D last year put together the format. We worked on it. And then, Brian Papa is doing a great job this year as our race director. Yep. They'll make sure that the show goes smooth, hopefully, and fast, and we're not there all night.
Yep. Well, I was there, and you said Saturday night you have the dwarf cars on with the modifieds. They just got done with a really good Saturday night of racing. They had I shared on your Facebook Live there a heat. What's the best way to say dash for cash that they added last minute at the end? They had a great sponsor come in and they raced for $1,000. Everybody got to see it on Facebook Live. So I hope y'all will tune over and purchase it on speeduniontv.com if you're not going to be at the race. We want you at the racetrack. Nothing beats being at the racetrack. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. Being live, we can't compare on cameras. We try, but you just can't do it. So.
Yeah, last weekend was great. We have a great fan. He's a great supporter, Jim Nelson. He sponsors the dwarf cars a lot. He's even the one putting up the big money for their Bigfoot race coming up here pretty soon at the end of the month. But he kind of came to Albert Gill and then myself, and and asked us if we can add a special race that night. He was going to put up $1,000 to the winner take all. And he just basically, he wanted the top 8 fastest cars from time ends. And he first wanted them straight up, but I finally talked him into, going invert, because straight up would have probably just really, putting the fastest car in front, but we did an invert, and the guy started last. He still won. I think, was it Josh King that won that?
He did, and he put on a heck of a run. He put on a heck of a run in the main event, and Freddie Hay was fast too till he got sideways. He was hauling the mail too. But so you're talking about the month of July. I guess it's like rodeo. It's Christmas in July with racing. Not only do you have the R. Charles Snyder for 2 days, next weekend, you have the Roger Hodenshield Memorial Race. And then at the end of the month, you got the big dwarf car. I don't know what there is, but the big dwarf car event. Y'all have a busy July. So
yeah, it's a busy July. Yeah. Yep. I mean, sadly, the Hodenshield got rained out. We had a lot of people ask us if we can reschedule it, just like when we have the Western Sprint 360s that got rained out. We're working with Heather at Cottage Grove to, we're going to reschedule that race as well for a 2-day 360 sprint car race. And so we had to look through the schedule, and, July 9th is the next, probably the best weekend where we have the sport mods and the mods running again. So that's basically why we went ahead and picked that for the reschedule the Hodenshield. And
right.
So it's going to make a nice busy month.
Yeah. I was looking at the schedule after you redid that with the dwarf cars, because I know the dwarf car thing brings them from all over. I mean, that's huge. That's a month of July. You can't knock it. That's a huge month of racing, period. Plus, I know with y'all working with Wairika, there's another race in July for the Nicky Bean Memorial. I'm not sure of the date. For those of y'all that don't know, Travis Hoppes was down on a 4-wheeler working the corners at Wairika on Friday night too, on the safety crew. He's been working the stands. So you and Wairika have really gelled together with the Friday and Saturday night racing. That's opened up some doors for somebody like a Ryan Peary this year too, to run for national points in the sport modifieds for the first time out here on the West Coast too.
Yeah, Wairika, we've been trying to, work real good with, we work real well with all the tracks, but Wairika is our closest track. And we knew that, with their tight schedule and what they're limited on, that, I basically kind of just talked to them, and finally they decided that they would go Friday nights and hope to get a better car count instead of trying to race on Saturdays and work around our schedule so they don't have a bad car count. And then we put together, like, they've got the Nicky Bean series. And then we've got the Jefferson State series that's been running. Sadly, we've lost a lot of races for our sport mods, but we're going to, find a couple more weekends to make those up for points. But it's kind of a similar thing. It's a point series between both tracks where Monty Bischoff has put up $4,000 to basically pay for the championship of this, we'll break it down a little bit, but I mean, it's to pay for the championship purses for that Jefferson State challenge for the sport mods. And so I mean, and they come up and help us. I mean, Kevin comes up and Renee comes up, sometimes helps us in the tower. Jen comes up with Kevin and helps in the pit sometimes. And and they also, I mean, even last weekend we were kind of, Renee couldn't make it, so they had their other scorer, Kevin, come up. So we've I always try to, if I can make it down there and help them, that's what we want to do. I mean, I was down there a couple of weekends ago, I think, kind of helping them in the tower, just kind of overseeing and trying to kind of, not tell them what they're doing wrong, but just kind of look and see where I can help with pointers on what they can do to kind of run things a little bit smoother. And this Friday night, I'm actually going to be in the flag stand down there. So we're going to switch things around a little bit with Wairika and, help them out with actually having one person in the tower kind of being in control of the race and trying to help them out as far as being a little bit organized and get things a little bit smoother for them.
Yeah. Shannon Henson
flag all night long.
Yeah.
The man's glutton for punishment. I love it.
Shannon Henson and Robert Him both says, Shannon Henson says, I would love to see the bus brought back out for driver intros to the big race. Robert Him, I second the bus also. So,
well, we bought a new bus this
We
year.
did.
The Camp White Young Marines, they had a nice bus for sale. We bought it. It's not decaled obviously yet, but it's a good looking bus. And, if we, I mean, it's still short notice, but I mean, it's nothing that wouldn't be undoable. But that requires a pitman driving the car out, and it's not so easy for them to get off the track anymore. So, I mean, there's a few things we'd have to think about before we just do that, but.
Let's get some mutters on that thing, because I think the bus drivers on it would have a little trouble on that track.
Nah, it'll be all right. That track's going to be phenomenal this weekend. John, Dean, and Robbie have been out there, and that track is looking beautiful right now.
All right, guys, we have a lot of people watching. If you've got questions, throw them in the comment section. I'll read them out on air. We'll give you a shout out for any of the stuff that you want. This is question and answer time for the race this weekend too, so feel free. Jump in here, throw questions at us. We can talk about anything you want to within reason. We'll put the within reason. So let's not derail the bus here, as it were. But so Travis Snyder, I heard through the grapevine that your dad loved going to Wairika and calling the pro stock races. I never did to meet him, so I can't say this. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He bounced between the two tracks there for a while, just depending on the year and who was running which track. I knew this, I was every other weekend with my dad. So every other Friday or Saturday night, I was raised on the track as a spectator. So it was really cool, whether it be here at the Posse Grounds, here at the Southern Oregon Speedway, or in Wairika. I made it to a lot of those races with my dad. He loved it.
So Robert Him has a question. What time do the pits open on Saturday?
We open the pits at 1:00.
1:00 there, Robert Him. Cameron Christopher, Cameron Christopher. R. Charles is a hero of mine. I love that we get to do this for him in honor of his life. Excited to be back in the booth in a couple of weeks. My.
Cameron's a good man. I just talked to him today. He's pretty much going to be announcing a lot of the race. He'll be there this weekend. He won't be announcing this weekend, but he's announcing the rest of this series for July for us. Great guy. We love him. He's like a little brother. So thank you, buddy.
Yeah. We've hired him a couple of times to go down and help with the Speed Union stream down in Wairika. I like working with him. Cameron, since I know that, I'm going to figure out how to get your peak coat. It will be there. I will get it to Travis Hoppes, so your peak coat will be with Travis Hoppes after this weekend, or get it to you over there. So what Speed Union's doing for this weekend, if you all happen to know who Stephen Blakesley is, he is the announcer at Roseville, the announcer at Watsonville. He does some of the stuff at Madera for MAV TV and all the stuff there. He is coming to your track to take care of the Speed Union stream. He's been doing streaming. He does stuff with Flow. He's done some stuff with Speed Sport. He's got a lot of experience into it. He's going to be there doing all of the stuff for the Speed Union stream. If y'all need him to talk, he said he would gladly jump in and help do whatever. He brings a lot from it for our perspective. We want to make sure we give the best product through Speed Union that we possibly can for the show, because it's that big and it's that important. And then also we have other obligations down south. We're actually streaming 5 races between Friday to Sunday. So we're busy right along with you. So it's that time of the year. It's awesome. And the good thing, the weather looks awesome. Everything, it's supposed to cool back down by the weekend. So
yeah, like 84 degrees. It's going to be an incredible weekend. And I just have to say how excited I am to be able to be there. Last year for my dad's memorial, I had that COVID-19. So yeah, we both did. So the fact that we're over that garbage, and really looking forward to being out there.
Somebody just asked who is streaming this show this weekend. That's Speed Union TV, speeduniontv.com. Jimmy Owens, good evening, guys and crew at Medford are awesome. Keep it up, guys. Mark Garner, wish I could be at the race this year. Good luck to everyone racing. Somebody else saying hi, guy. We're streaming out to multiple pages, so I don't always see the name of who's commenting. So if I read your comment and don't mention your name, if you'll drop it in, I'll give you credit for it, because I don't, like I said, I got like 6 pages that we're streaming this to at once. So it's going to Southern Oregon, it's going to our YouTube page, it's going to Speed Union, it's going to Up on the Bars, and I can't scroll through all of them. I'm watching the comments on the Southern Oregon page. So, but How many cars have you had pre-registered? Do you know?
No, actually, I don't know. They're fixing that today to where I can actually read it. So hopefully I can have that here pretty soon.
Okay. So tell them where they can go. And I know y'all are running a special for pre-registration for that too. Where can they go to sign up for the race early?
Let me take that.
Yep.
So for drivers, a lot of drivers know about it, but maybe some don't. But there's an app on your phone called Pit Pay. So in the Pit Pay, where drivers can actually, buy their pit passes, even pitmen can buy their pit passes and sign their waivers before they even get to the track. But there's a pre-registration in there. It's good till July 1st. So everybody that pre-registers will be paying $150 for both, for the combination for both nights instead of paying the $100 a night for car and driver.
Yeah. So that was Joshua Johnson that asked who's streaming this week. I was looking through my phone, checking out real quick through there. Like, it's hard to keep up with all the pages we're broadcasting to at once. And I know y'all have a big audience that watches because I know both of the videos we did live at the track had huge viewership. I think one of them had 1.2 thousand views and the other had 1.3 thousand views. So I know everybody's tuning in to see what y'all are doing. So hopefully if you're not at the racetrack, which we want you at the racetrack because that's what helps build a racetrack up, and beer sales, hot dog sales, all that stuff. And I got to tell you, Sweet Tea Express did y'all's award banquet. The food was amazing there. I had just one of their plain hot dogs down there Saturday night. I got to tell you, it was good. Their food is good. The last time we were there, we had the Kona. Awesome food. So who y'all got providing food for the pits, I got to tell you, is awesome.
No, we appreciate that. It's one of the things that the group really focused on was the customer experience. We've made it easy to get tickets online. I just want to put that out there. Ticket Hoss is the app, and I would suggest getting some tickets for this weekend because we're going to have some pretty huge crowds. So really excited.
Remember, folks, it is an app on your phone. There is an actual website. I'm going to try to get that on tonight when I get back to the house. But it's, so you can go to the actual, it's www.tickethoss.com. It's just their website that basically tells you how to get to the app, but it's an app on your phone. Very easy to download. Yeah, Ticket Hoss, HOSS.
All right, there it is. It's up on all the pages. If you need tickets, you can go to any of them. There's a link that you can click onto in the messages or in the links on here to where you can buy your tickets online. Saves a lot of time and effort when you get to the gate. Now, y'all have got some really tight security. I have to tell you, I got frisked at the gate this weekend going through. They went through all of our bags, carrying in early, so they're on top of it. So y'all have actually some really good security going over there too. It's something that I noticed over there. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, we want a family-friendly event, and there again, it's one of the best things you can do in town for minimal cost. Go out there and get hours of entertainment. We don't need issues out there. So we got great security. They don't harass anybody, but they're keeping an eye on a tight ship. We love it.
Yep. Well, that's what I was going to say. I normally are over on the pit side. This year's first time I've been over in the stand side and watched. So this is new to me being on that side. I'm used to being on the other side, and you get a different perspective. And guys, if you're not out here supporting the racetrack and what goes on, y'all are missing out, because I've talked with Travis and I've talked with the other Travis. Y'all have no idea what goes on during the week to put the show on for one night, let alone two nights. How many hours do y'all put in at the track between the two of y'all and John D? I mean, those are just three that I know of. I know there's more people that help, but
yeah, Hoppes and John D for sure put in the most hours, especially out on the track. I mean, we all have our tasks and jobs. Just the behind the scenes, getting contracts ready, getting financials put together, making sure that people are going to show up and do security, do the safety, work the ticket booths, be at the food place. One of the things that we really did great as putting this team together is kind of dividing that amongst all of us. So nobody's working 40 hours a week. Hoppes and John probably are putting in 25, 30 hours a week. So, it's a definite second full-time job for these guys. But that's what it takes. I mean, it takes full time, all the time, answering emails, answering Facebook, and making sure that our drivers are taken care of and our fans are heard. So,
and our new track guy, Robbie, he was out there.
Robbie, yeah, great guy too.
Yeah,
great.
last week, he had about 35 hours in there last week. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but I mean, it's worth it in the end.
Yeah. Robert Hibb, what is the format for the modified Saturday and Sunday?
So Robert, I'm going to wait on that because I don't want to screw it up. I know that we do pill draws and it does your time ends, but I'm going to wait to talk to my race director, make sure our format is exactly how we did it last year. And then we will post the format on Facebook real soon.
All right.
Basically, I mean, I don't want to say exactly how we do it because I don't want to screw it up, but it's, we do time ends and then we basically do a set of heat races. Then we do a complete invert on the heat races. So you're running 2 heats. You're getting passing points and finishing points. And then I don't want to say and be it wrong, but I mean, we're going to take like either the top 8 or top 10. We'll do a redraw for where they start in the main event for Saturday night. And then we either are going to take either the 8 or 10 top finishers of Saturday night will be locked in for Sunday. And then they will basically come out Sunday night, do some hot laps. If we do it like last year, they'll do some hot laps and then they will stop after their hot laps and draw their pills for where they start in Sunday's main event. Yep. But we'll get that out as soon as we can because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to screw it up, but we have a race director for a reason. We try to let him do his job and he's doing a great job. So I'm going to let him make sure we'll get that out to you guys.
Yep. Jay Seto says, "Hey boys, nice guitar collection." Yeah. Travis was sharing that right. We went on there. That's awesome. I brushed over the whole guitar collection back there.
Yeah. We're live from my personal studio. So music runs deep in the blood with Dad. I was raised in the music industry. So it passed on. Our Charles Snyder was a great drummer, played in a band called 357 for a couple of years. And anyways, they got the bug got passed down. So,
yep.
That's what
yeah, it's true. Yeah, I've got a problem. But hey, that's good. As long as my wife's not coming in here and counting guitars, we're okay. So,
yeah. That way she can't keep track when you bring new ones in, right?
Yes, that's it. Usually when she comes in here and starts counting the guitars, I know she needs something for her horse. That's usually the fair trade. So,
well, I had to point out, I'm getting a chuckle out of your wife. Speaking of her, getting put in Facebook jail and using yours to post stuff. That's the funniest thing I've seen in a while. I just got to point that out. So,
no, I appreciate it. I got lucky. I got myself a good one. So 21 years. It's been a good one.
That's awesome. So, Joshua, wish we were coming, but would love to watch it down here in the Bay. But yeah, Joshua, you can watch it on speeduniontv.com. We're trying to get everything worked out. We want to offer a special on there. We have the races up where you can purchase them right now at speedunion.com. They're already listed up for pre-orders. So we're going to keep on going through down here. Just coming on and saying Travis is one good dude, does a lot for racers, and much is appreciated. That's from Josh Combs. So, and I want to point that out. You did a lot. You did some stuff at Antioch Speedway last year. You also did some stuff with the Al Miller Memorial at Merced. I think you did some stuff with the California Mod Weeks too, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Travis?
Yeah, I don't remember Merced. Merced, it was part of Speed Week. Before taking on the track, I helped with the California Speed Week. I was the main sponsor for 2 years. For that, and then but yeah, this year I couldn't do it. And Antioch was that special race. Troy Folger was raising money, and so I kind of helped out with that last year when me and Jesse Bailey went down there and give her a run, and so I kind of pitched in a little bit for that fund.
Yeah, I went to chassis school, Race Logic chassis school with Bowers and Folger. They were at the same class that we went to in Vegas. I met them down in Vegas, so. Cameron Christopher, SOS is one of the most family. Let me post them up so we get them all up there. Is one of the most family-oriented tracks there are, and I've heard from so many people who give me feedback on the truck. Everyone has to go get a piece of the R. Charles. This track is picking up momentum.
I love it. He's 100% correct.
Yeah. Noni pal, pray for no rain on Sunday.
Don't even say that. There's no rain. Don't worry about it. We're running.
Yep. Now, one of the guys from there, Double Travis, these guys are getting famous with how well them and the team are setting up the Speedway. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you.
Noni pal, Fritz means, I guess she was tagging Fritz in there. Donald Noble, I will try and be there sometime this weekend as a spectator. Since I'm not working at the drag strip this weekend. Yep. Right, so, yeah. I love Southern Oregon Speedway. I've always considered it a home track because Klamath Falls doesn't. We had one for a little while, and then I know they had an asphalt track before that. So when I wanted to race before, we went to Southern Oregon Speedway. Just where we went. So,
an asphalt track, Roy.
Yeah, there was an asphalt track. The earthquake broke it up and tore it up there. That's where John Trenchard and all them actually got started racing, believe it or not.
Oh, where was that at?
It was up, where the bypass goes around the outside of Klamath Falls and the motorcycle shop that's up by the jail.
Oh, okay.
It was in those hills right there. There's still pieces of it still up there. If you go up there and look, they just, after the earthquake, it ripped the asphalt apart and they didn't put it back together. So
learn new stuff all the time. I love it.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that, but my wife pointed it out to me. I'm not from Klamath Falls. I'm from New Mexico originally. I'm a transplant out here. So I got out of the Navy and kind of came up here. My mom was up here and just ended up staying here. So, Jay Santos, are modifieds easier or harder to drive than late models? That's for Travis and Travis.
They won't let me in a race car, so I'm the spectator experience side of it. So I would have to answer this one.
I've never driven much cars either. I mean, I used to, I drove Dwayne Melvin's car a few times, but it's tough to say. I mean, talking to some of them, some of my drivers and stuff that have driven both. Late models, they've got wide tires. They got a lot of horsepower. But they're, big money machines, but I don't know which one's really easier to drive. If I had to say, I'd probably say a late model is because of the big tires. But I know that a lot of guys like to go back to the modifieds. I think they're funner to drive than the late models.
So that brings up a good question though, because obviously you and I need to get in both of these cars so we can answer these questions honestly.
That's true.
So I think we need to put that together.
Yeah.
Well, I know y'all know some racers that have both cars. I'm just going to point that out.
Yeah, I just can't get anybody to adjust their seat for me. That's my problem. I can't even get in a dwarf car. So
I know you can't tell by Travis Hoppes sitting over here. He's a big guy. I think he's sitting on the little stool.
He actually is. Yes.
So I'm going to tell you, Dustin Knight has told me over and over that modifieds, and the same thing with Miles Dubert, that they're very, very easy to drive. They're not near as technical, and just like you're saying, the tires, those G60 tires, they don't get much traction. You're going to hear everybody complain about G60 tires. They are what they are. I don't drive on them. I'm not going to speak. I have a pro stock. Can't talk about it. Don't know. Never driven a modified. But there's so much technology. There's so much technology in the modifieds. There's always something going on with the modifieds if you watch them. Either the left front's up in the air, the left rear's 8 feet up in the air. Take your pick. Something's going on with them. So I couldn't tell you. So I just like watching them. They're cool to watch. So Noni pal, the news show. Yeah, we're not. Sorry, Noni. I'm not even going to read it. We're not going to talk about it. It doesn't exist. So a reminder that it's been so hot in the Rogue Valley. Everyone hydrate before this lead. Start drinking water. Yes, please do. How is Dane doing this week? Dane got a little touch of the heat Saturday while we were at the racetrack. So,
hey, Dane is so passionate about racing and drivers. That guy's going to push himself to the limit every single weekend to make sure that everybody's having a great time, whether it be the fans or the drivers. He is back and forth between the pits and the stands, and it's Travis' job to pat him on the back, say slow down, and drink lots of liquids. So that we added another thing to do on our to-do list. But we love Dane. I call him the Oracle of the Southern Oregon Speedway track. He's the man.
Yeah, he's always fun to talk to. I don't care if you're having a bad day. Talk to Dane for about 5 minutes. You'll feel better at the end of the day. He'll make you laugh at least. So
always smiling. We love him.
Yep. Joshua Johnson said late models equal horsepower, bigger tires, mods equals small tire, big horsepower, and less crate late model all the time. Not just a driver, just a crew guy. Jason Allen says, let's go. More tech models, also more technology. I would agree with that. There's so much stuff. And then I hope not. LOL. That's from Nona. Yes, we weren't ignoring you. I saw it. I just wasn't going to repeat it. So we'll keep that quiet. So I know that a lot goes in with the track prep. Are y'all doing anything special to prep for this weekend? And who is doing it after Saturday night to prepare for Sunday? Because when you have a 2-day show, literally the last car leaves the track and the grader's coming right behind it to start ripping it up, getting it ready for the next night.
Yeah, so Robbie, our track prep guy, will be there for throughout the weekend doing the track prep. John's out there right now, just kind of he's giving pointers. I mean, John's really great at doing track prep, and so they're out there right now working the track. We've had so much rain that we're trying to. Sometimes you got to put a little bit of water on the surface that actually pulls the water deep up and try to so we can get it evaporating, because right now, I mean, we've had so much rain, we've got water, it's the moisture is still deep, and so it's a challenge when we're trying to make a smooth racetrack, and but we don't want to make it dry and dusty either. So but they're doing a great job, and I have 100% faith that track will be really nice on Saturday and Sunday
for sure.
But they'll be out there right after the race is Saturday. You'll see all of a sudden the grader's going to be out there. They're going to be, kind of cleaning the track up and re-prepping it and getting it ready for Sunday. So it'll be a little bit of long hours for track prep guys on Saturday.
Yeah, that's one of the big challenges for a 2-day show. Because I mean, literally, when the last car pulls off there out of victory lane, then they have to start right on it, and they probably don't get done till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Then they got to be right back out there the next morning putting water down. So I talk about it during our little podcast all the time. Racing isn't just about the cars on the track, I guess is the best way to say it. Yes, we all love to go to the track. We love to see the cars on the track racing. But it's kind of a symbiotic relationship between the drivers and the pit crews, the promoters and the track prep people and all the people involved in it. And then most important, you got the fans. If you don't have one of the three in the triangle, it doesn't happen. And that's why we like to talk about that, so people know what goes on. I know I was guilty of it for a long time. You just showed up at the track, you unloaded the car, you went and raced. Screw them, my guys. We don't know what they do. We don't care. You need to come spend a week running around with Travis, answering all of his questions and all of his messages on Facebook, and I guarantee you.
His phone goes off. I
have 2 phones.
The weekend before, he was gone to pits, and I took the track phone, and the sucker was going off. I mean, every 30 seconds, I'm like, what? And I got to the point where I'm just answering the phone. Yeah, we're racing tonight. And they're like, okay, thank you. That's all they needed to know. But it was every 30 seconds. So anyways, it's full time on this, man. I love it.
Yeah, Samantha's telling me to look at the camera more when I'm talking. I'm looking at the screen because I'm used to looking at the person you're talking to, and the screen's down here and my camera's up here, so I need to look more at the camera while I'm talking. So, but I'm looking down to see what else going on in the comment section. Everybody that needs to know. I want to tell a little bit about Speed Union. Jay Bryant and myself started this, and I know we have not been perfect. We're trying to be perfect, but I don't think we're ever going to be. We started this with an idea December 20th, I guess. We had no equipment. We didn't have a service. We didn't have a provider. We didn't have anything. We talked to Vimeo, who we partnered with to do all of this stuff. Literally started getting equipment, did everything. We streamed our first race February 5th. We have apps on Roku, Amazon, Apple, Android, all of the major app platforms. You can download apps to watch Speed Union, do all of this stuff. Travis Snyder helped me a lot. We did our first race at Southern Oregon Speedway. Couldn't get the sound figured out. Okay, first of all, I have never been to school for media. I'm gonna say I have never been to school for media. I've never been to school for cameras, electronics. I didn't even know how to create a file on Windows. I know nothing. We literally did our first stream February 5th. We have built on it every week. You can go back and look at what we did this past weekend. We're working to get better every single week. But with us, we're not trying to go in there and be. This isn't our primary job. I mean, I drive truck for a living. I'm on the road all week. Then we come to the racetrack. We go back to the racetrack as soon as the week's over on the truck. We're here to promote tracks because y'all weren't getting any. I mean, you had a team show up once a year to stream your track. Wairika, once in a while, maybe had somebody. There's tracks out to Stockton 99. Nobody streams any races other than the SRL Tour when they show up. There's a lot of tracks that's not getting any media attention whatsoever that need it. And that's why I talked with Travis with doing this stuff. And we're learning and we always want to put out the best product. So before y'all yell at us, keep in mind, I repeat, I am not a camera person, none of this stuff. I'm a graduate of YouTube University. I have learned all of this stuff from YouTube. And like Travis hooked us up with, Snyder hooked us up with how to get the sound right. And I think we nailed it this past weekend with the sound.
18 months ago, we weren't even promoters. So we understand, man. We're learning all this as we go.
Yeah. So, and that's what I said. Jay Bryant and myself did this to promote the sport of racing. We love racing just like you guys do. That's the bottom line. Every one of us that's in this loves racing. Travis, why did you get involved with promoting so many different series and things like that? I mean, you've driven a couple of cars, but you don't. What brought you into it? What is your passion with racing?
Well, my passion's it started when I was a little kid, watching my Uncle Bruce Rayburn race, and growing up listening to R. Charles, but I mean, I just ever since I've came home from the Marine Corps and had started my construction company, I've been sponsoring race cars, and it grew from 1-2 cars to 18 cars, and very soon I was helping some Cottage Grove with their Freedom Cup for a year, and then I started doing some races in California, and started helping out with the R. Charles. I don't know. I have a passion for racing. I've never had a knack or a thrive to really jump in a car and drive one. I like helping people out and watching them run and hope they do well. And
I think it would have been cheaper for him if he actually bought a car.
I think so. Yeah, I probably could have bought me. I probably had my Hellcat by now, but I don't know. I just love racing, and I love drivers, and I like to help out where I can. And
hey, I'm gonna gloat on here for a minute, and he's gonna punch me under the table here. But Trav's the one that came with the idea here, right? He goes, let's put the team together. He understood he couldn't do this all by himself. But the first thing he did when we sat down with the team, he's like, listen, guys, we got to take care of the drivers. We've got to take care of the fans. We've got to make sure that this is cohesive, and we're going to give it everything we got. And the man's passion is what drives really this whole team, because we all lined up behind Travis and said, okay, show us the way, boss. We're doing this. So big kudos to Big T here, and I just got to say, I mean, the amount of work that this man does day to day. But like I said, I mean, really, the idea of the R. Charles Snyder tribute was this guy right here. So I'm really thankful, Trav. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, when I saw Travis. He rides his little electric scooter around there. Number one, dude, you got balance. That's awesome. I don't have that. I'd fall off that thing and kill myself almost instantly. But Saturday coming, he was out there the entire day, and it was 103, 104 degrees, just like the rest, just soaked in sweat and all that stuff. And he finally come up there towards the end of the night. The funniest story is the late models were racing, and I might get punched for not remembering your announcer's name that was there. He was caught. Jason Alec, call a Skipper Klimchek in the car. Skipper Klimchek. Travis grabs him on the last lap as they're making a Hail Mary pass for the lead. Oh, hey, that's not Skipper. That's Dustin Knight. It was like, I mean, literally on the last lap. So it was funny because none of us knew that it was Dustin. And that was a great race with the late model Saturday night watching that. That was insane. So I expect a lot of that this weekend out of the modifieds. Because and for all of y'all that haven't been to a big race like this, you need to keep in mind, you have your local drivers that race against each other every week. They kind of know what to expect when you get on the track. Well, now you've got a whole bunch of outsiders that are used to racing with different people over here. They race a different way over here. There's a whole unknown factor when you bring in so many different entities into one spot to race. So I know it's going to be exciting no matter what. So Cameron Christopher says the show is on Saturday, but racing starts on Sunday morning. Drivers work and track prep is a week long, and it's always a grind. I agree with that. Most drivers spend anywhere from 40 to 50 hours a week in the shop prepping their car for the race coming up. What is it? Race, wreck, repeat. Or race, wreck, rebuild, repeat. That's how it goes. So it's a lot of work. Donald Noble, see y'all this weekend sometime, and the best of luck to all the teams racing this weekend. And Mr. Hoppes has done great work with the track. It's came a long way. Great job to the track promoter and staff. Cameron's joining back in once again. When someone runs the track who loves the racing community, it makes all the difference. The amount of passion that these guys show day in and day out is amazing. And now our fans have happy drivers to cheer for. I would agree with that.
We have, we always have a few that, that bark a few times, but we can't never please them all, but we try.
We do try. We try really hard.
Nody Powell said Dustin Knight is always great to watch at a late model.
Yeah, let's just hope next time that Dustin checks in and we know who's driving the car. That would be Dustin.
That would be very helpful, but yes, I get it. But
I'll just check next door. Skipper's actually my literally next door neighbor here. So I get to hear when he's working on his race car all night. It's great.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a funny story. I don't want to butt in, but Skipper, I was talking to Skipper about it. I went down, I'm like, hey, next time Dustin's going to jump in your car, can you guys make sure he checks in and so we know who's driving. And he's like, it was a last minute deal because I just got done with my car and I forgot to adjust my steering wheel. And I was like, I ain't adjusting it at the track. So I told Dustin to go get his gear, and he ran to the shop, grabbed his gear and made it back just in time for time ends and jumped in the car and ran it all night. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Now, Nody, I'm going to say so. I know Dustin personally. My older pro stock I bought from Dustin and got to know him through all of this stuff. There's one thing about Dustin. You're getting a show no matter what he's on the track. He does not give 110%. Whether he's upside down, in the wall, on the wall, driving like he's in the Batmobile, you name it. You're going to see excitement when he's on the track. It doesn't matter what class he's in, I think. So I got to brag on Dustin. He does good stuff. So, but anything y'all want to add to build up for this weekend or talk about that y'all see special on the horizon for this weekend?
That's a tough one.
It's going to be a big 2 nights of racing. There's a lot of buzz on this. We haven't had a sold out night yet, but we have a feeling that we're probably going to see it this week. And so I would just encourage everybody, get your tickets in advance to secure yourself a spot. And we really look forward to seeing you guys out there.
Yeah, and driver Steven, I talked with him. He's going to try to have an extra camera there and go through the pits early as he's getting to know all the drivers. He's never been to Southern Oregon Speedway, so as to make sure that we have all the stuff. So if you have a minute or two, he's going to have a camera with him. He can probably give some short interviews with each of the drivers. We can put them in. We can add them to the stream during intermission, things like that to keep things moving. That's something that we're going to so we don't have so much dead air. It's been a struggle for me getting all this out and everything set up, so we haven't had time to get all of that done just yet. So I know Steven will have his stuff set up ready to go early. probably be out there in the pits getting everybody's names. And Jeff Hoddenfield, yes, the pro stocks are on for Sunday. So that's it. So you have the IMCA modifieds Saturday night, IMCA modified Sunday night. You have the dwarf cars Saturday night, the dwarf cars Sunday night as well. And then the pro stocks are running Sunday night as well, the outlaw pro stocks. Correct. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So you're going to get to see a lot of racing this weekend. It's definitely worth the trip to the track. The weather's not going to be as hot as it was, so it's going to be nice weather. Make sure you put sunscreen on if you go out there. Y'all also have the sprinkler lines over there. If you get too hot, you can go over there in the misting area to cool off. I know that's very nice, actually. I got to tell you, a really nice addition over there. I know it's been there for a while, but I've never, like I said, I hadn't been over there this year till on that side to see it. It's nice. Trust me. I know y'all are doing a lot of work with the plumbing. The bathrooms look like they're in great shape this year, or things like that. Do you see anything coming the rest of the year that y'all are working on to build up? I know you're working on putting in some better bathrooms in the pits.
Bathrooms and showers in the pits. Yeah. Actually, we just got plans done, and it looks like we got some permits coming. So we're going to start to hopefully see some construction action here shortly.
Awesome. And I know
our contractor, he's so dang busy running the track to actually start building the bathroom. So you got to give him a little leeway.
So, Travis, is there anything you want to add before we kick out of here?
No more questions, buddy.
I haven't seen anything. I'm going right down the list, putting everything up as we're going. Anybody out there in the listening land got any questions you want to ask before we call it a night? Here's your chance. So pit gates open at 1 for drivers coming out of town on Saturday. You can camp at the pits. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of activities in the pits afterwards. Drivers always bring plenty of activities. If not, y'all have a deal set up for out-of-towners too at the Rogue Regency Hotel, correct?
Correct. Yeah, Rogue Regency Hotel is one of our sponsors this year. $65. $85, excuse me, a night, which I think the regular rate is like 200 and something. So if you tell them that you're there for the R. Charles Snyder Memorial, you get that special rate. It's that simple.
Yeah. Jay Santos asked, do you guys pay any attention to NASCAR? And if so, what are your favorite drivers? I haven't watched the NASCAR race in 2 years. I wanted to watch the Knoxville Trucks race because the kid I had on last week made his truck series start at Knoxville, his first race in a truck, and I couldn't even watch it, so I had something to talk about on the show. So no, I haven't watched anything. My favorite driver.
We haven't had a chance to watch it last year and a half either running this track, but I can tell you, my dad, R. Charles Snyder, was the biggest Dale Earnhardt fan on the planet, and then of course I became a junior fan until he passed. So
yeah, so
the biggest Earnhardt fan.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm a Ward Burton fan, and then I was a Danica fan. Yes, I know. I don't need to hear it. It is what it is.
I was a Casey Kane fan, so yeah, there you go.
I was actually Casey Kane raced at that track, and I was there the night that he ran over there in a sprint car over there at your track. So I remember that. So Noni Powell, Ryan Newman, yeah. If only he was still in there. Well, he raced at South Boston or down at Five Flags, whichever one, with the SRX. Robert Himm says rooms are booked at the Rogue Regency.
Okay, I'll give a call. I'll give a call to the manager tomorrow and see if we can open some up.
Oh,
okay. No, they said room.
Oh, he's booked. Oh, okay. He actually
have
room set aside. So I called the manager, actually a good friend of mine down there, Bruce, and made sure he set some rooms aside just for us for this weekend. But make sure you call down there. It's one of the bigger hotels in Medford. It does fill up quick.
Yeah. And what is the price for admission at the gates for this weekend?
$20 is general admission, $15 for vets, seniors, and kids. We got a family pack for $60. Save some money. That's two adults and up to 4 kids. So it saves you quite a bit. The ticket booth opens up or the gates open up at 5, hot laps at 6, and racing starts at 7.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure Steven will probably go live on Facebook to promote what they're doing, what y'all are doing out there for hot laps and stuff like that. I know Hoppes asked us if we could start doing it because people wanted to start seeing it. So we're trying to make sure we include that so people can see that.
We got opening ceremonies both night. We got an amazing singer coming for Saturday, and a little surprise on Sunday. Some guy that knows how to play guitar is going to play the Star Spangled Banner, so we're looking forward to it. Thus, we got amazing fireworks to show that night. So,
I was going to ask about fireworks. Awesome. So, which guitar are you going to play the anthem on? That's all I got to ask. I do a bunch of them.
that'd be this one right here. That's one of my newer PRS 524s. So,
okay,
anyways.
Awesome. So, but no, it's I wish I could be there this weekend, but like I said, I promote the Tri-State Pro Stock Series. We're racing at Stockton on Saturday night at the Stockton Dirt Track. Then we're covering the Ron Straminska at Stockton 99 too. So I'm going to put that out there that we're going to be down there for that. Let's see, there's racing all over. Go take a look at it. Hope to see the bus on Sunday. That's from Robert Him. He's reminding you again. So his driver's been on a heck of a roll this year too, Philip Shelby. He's been kicking a little tail down there in California where he's been running. So it's going to be interesting to get up there, see him. I know Nick Trenchard's been on a roll. Zach Fettinger. Mark Walke put on a heck of a battle the last race down at Wairika, lap after lap. Man, I don't even know. And Ethan Killingsworth is Friday night down there. He's been on a roll along with Ryan Peary with the sport mod. So, guys, you're going to get to see a lot of racing this weekend. Jay Santos, Danica, LOL. How did that work out for you? You know, you didn't have to say that, sir. You didn't, but that's okay. So, but yeah, I want to thank y'all for taking the time, and we'll end it right there because now it's going to get into the trash talking about Danica, so we'll get sidetracked here.
Oh, hey, Roy, thank you for taking the time and doing this and just doing a great job promoting racing, man. We really appreciate you. You're doing a great job.
All right, thank you. We'll end it right there if y'all hang tight for just a minute.